Hey guys, Rich Trader here. I just wanted to go over the trade I took today, and then also just kind of a couple other setups that were pretty high quality entries. So first off, today's the 23rd of May. Let's hop right into the video. So the trade that I took today looks like this. So we had this big push down in the morning, right? And whenever I see big flushes in the market or pumps in the market, I don't want to be chasing those moves. While you do typically want to try to be going with the trend, sometimes it can be more advantageous to try to catch a reversal trade after liquidity gets swept, or just try to find a trade that trades back into like a rebalance of structure, or back into those inefficiencies that the market usually leaves behind with big pushes down the market like this or up in the market when we get big pumps. So the first thing I see here is this is a new week opening gap, an old new week opening gap that ICT teaches as possible, bounces in the marketplace, areas where you can look for a reversal. It's pretty common, as you can see here. We get a lot of chop and the push down, right? I'm not going to get super far into that, but just know that that's something to look for. Secondly, I'm looking for liquidity to get taken. So we see this liquidity here. Okay, drag this across. Let's just get in a 5-minute time frame for right now, just so we can see this a little easier. And then we also have this 5-minute for value gap right here, left behind. Didn't completely fill, so we can drag this all the way across, and you can see that right here we perfectly fill this 5-minute FEG, and then we get that push up. So now we're going to hop into this 1-minute time frame, and now we have a higher time frame bias looking to the left of the chart. We have the liquidity here that gets grabbed, and we also have this 5-minute FVG that we get the bounce off of. So from here, I'm looking to potentially take a long position. We get good displacement up into this BISI here, or this SIBI here, and then on the retracement, we have this 1-minute for value gap. This is where I decided to take my entry right here. And then main target was the push up over internal buy side liquidity, right? So two things I'm going to be taking entries on are pretty much going to be order blocks, liquidity, or fair value gaps. So I guess that's three different things, right? So first take profit for me was this order block here, this bearish order block, and then also looking for liquidity to get taken as my main take profit. And then my third take profit was this liquidity up here, which never got hit. Okay, so that's the beautiful thing about taking partial profits. So came down, bounced off the new week opening gap, bounced off of this old 5-minute for value gap, had the liquidity gap here. So I could run up here, was able to take my entry in a discount right underneath this 0.5 fib here. Let's just drag this to the left just so you can see it better. 0.5 fib is here. Got my entry right in the golden zone here, the golden pocket, 0.618 to the 0.65. That's where I like to take a lot of my entries. Usually somewhere between the 0.5 and the 0.79 is kind of where I like to look for the entries. So that's a really good risk to reward there. Put my stops pretty much right at these lows. So 3.25 stop, targeting 6.5 or 6.25 points, something like that. Almost a 2 to 1 risk to reward, which is pretty solid. Got that nice push up, got out of most of my position, knowing that we have this major 5-minute. Oops, where is it? Ugh. Knowing we have this major 5-minute fair value gap here, bearish. So good chance that we don't get the push all the way up to buy side up here. So that is why I took most of my profits on this internal liquidity. Especially, that's another really important thing to mention, is on major trend days like this, or if you're going to the upside, or whichever way it may be, if you are fighting the trend trades like this, you really, 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 really want to be taking partials at internal liquidity levels. If you see setups like this, because it's never going to be a guarantee that we get the push all the way back up to external liquidity levels like up here and here. Always take those partial profits here, set stops to break even when this happens, and then let those runners get stopped out or continue up and take you out for more profit. But always take partials, at least partials or full position at internal liquidity. So now this is the next trade. This trade I did not take personally, but when we did get this push down past this breaker block, or past this order block here, right? So this order block here, I was looking for it to potentially hold and get another leg higher. However, this didn't happen, and because this order block didn't hold, that makes it a breaker block, because we have a higher high here and a lower high here. This breaker block then gets retested into for the nice push down. So this would have been a really nice short, aggressive short entry, as we have this stacked 1 minute for value gap, breaker, the CE of the new week opening gap after we break underneath it. Really good confluence short position. I ended up missing it because I had just gotten stopped out of my long position trade, so it sometimes can take me a couple seconds to kind of reevaluate the situation and evaluate if I want to take another position, long or short or whatnot. So I unfortunately wasn't able to catch this, but looking back, this would have been a really, really clean short setup off this breaker in 1 minute fair value gap, giving us the push down all the way to the next area of liquidity, right? So this would have been your next target, right? Come back in here, got that breaker, 1 minute for value gap, entry short here, targeting this liquidity down here. Perfectly comes down, takes that liquidity, bounces off another new week opening gap, and then the rest of the day is just chop after the objective was complete of taking out this liquidity. So those are just two pretty good trades you could have taken today. Just going off of fair value gaps, market structure, breaker blocks, things like that, and then of course using those new week opening gaps as those areas of kind of confluence, using that high time frame POI, looking to the left of the chart, finding those areas of liquidity to kind of mark down where you might see those reversals come in. And all in all, pretty happy with how I traded.